This is Slim bin Mohammed Rafi, your host. And my today is a painful subject of celebrations, joys, remembrance of Christmas, a great day for kids and Santa Claus and gifts, Christmas trees, lightings, parties, people getting together, families getting together. And at this special day, Christmas of 2023, I am recording this as a historian that there can never be such a worst Christmas where 2.2 million people are being slaughtered, bombarded day and night in Gaza. And for the last 2 years, same thing is happening in Ukraine. And what about the families who had to leave their homes where they lived for years and years, and the kids were born, they played in the backyard, been destroyed, and they had to leave, and they are now refugees somewhere in the desert. Ukrainians were accommodated to some extent by Europeans, but the Gazans have no place, not even desert, not even they can dig up their own grave and go into the earth because for the last 16 years, one of the cruelest nations on earth has besieged them. So, what kind of a Christmas is for such a large population of the world? And how come anyone can celebrate Christmas? Even in Bethlehem, there is no Christmas in 2023 because of the war criminal Netanyahu and his helper Joe Biden, one of the weakest presidents, a old senile sleepy Joe who cannot assert, who does not have the dare and a value to speak the truth. What kind of a faith or a Christian he is that he has absolutely no care for the kids and from the place where a child named Jesus Christ was born, and he does not even give a damn to the word peace and vetoes after vetoes and provides billions and billions of bombs, jets to go and bomb and kill thousands and thousands of children, push them from north to south on false promises, and give green light to the worst than Holocaust Nazi Hitler, a person mentally deranged, physically unfit, 75-year alcoholic, and playing with not only the Christmas celebrations and one of the whole year the people look forward to this day and get together, eat together, and rejoice. One single man, with the help of this sleepy Joe, has destroyed the world peace, is ready for the Third World War, is now involved four countries which have now at war with him. Golan Heights, on one side is Syria, on the other, Lebanon is the Hezbollah, then the homegrown resistance, no matter what the hell the world call them, or why one or two countries who are war criminals call them terrorists. They are the heroes. They are not the heroes in a sense that they have gone and they have, God forbid, won some medals or prizes, but they are resisting to the way of life where their parents were killed, their wife, their children, their homes were destroyed, and they were kept locked, besieged as animals for the last 16 years. Their women taken captives and raped, their kids killed right in front of them. They, while praying, shot in the head and the back, intimidated. And what kind of a dog's life any human can, I think, tolerate? So it was a resistance, and that resistance, I think, turned into this organization, or whatever you call organization, but they are duly elected ruler of that small, tiny strip, which this criminal, a refugee, a land grabber, is not satisfied with their freedom, with their happiness, with their way of life, is so ungrateful that the people who gave him bread and water when he came barefoot 75 years ago, thrown out of Europe, the leftovers of Hitler, which who escaped incinerators and gas chambers, and the only people who gave them bread and shelter were Palestinians. This criminal grabbed 90% of their land when they only were accommodated in 5%. And over the years, with their intrigues, they reached within 10 years to 30% of Palestine. Now he wants even the word of Palestine removed from the world map, and look at the divine God's punishment that the latest Chinese map does not include Israel. And 80% of the youth in the United States of America, whose taxpayers' money is given in billions to this illegitimate state, an apartheid state, a criminal state, to bomb and kill innocent, unarmed Palestinians, stop them from going into the Al Aqsa Mosque, where the father of the prophets, Prophet Abraham, is having his last resting place. So, a sacred Qibla or Kaaba, to which way the Muslims face themselves, and they've been facing themselves to pray the Creator who created this universe. So you can imagine the extent of crime of these two people who are worse than Nazis, worse than Hitler, both. Netanyahu and the weakness of American president doesn't matter if in place of Joe Biden there was another weak president. I think Barack Obama was also one of the weakest African American president. People built a lot of hope that he will do something for mankind, or for the aggrieved, or for those who have been enslaved, caged, and separated in their own country. He failed bitterly in his two terms. So did Donald Trump, being forced by his Jewish son in law, Jared Kushner, who funded thousands of settlements in the West Bank to destroy even the possibility of two-state solution. Even a small piece of land left to the Palestinians was destroyed And a just like a spider's web of tunnels and blockades, he presented the centuries peace plan of Abrahamic Accord. There is no shame in this person who spent billions of money and this convert, Ivanka Trump's daughter, who I think converted to Judaism and became a party in crime with her husband, and with Netanyahu, the war criminal. So the world should realize that who the actual devils are. And they both escaped international criminal court, and they do not realize that all great empires have vanished, and all you can see is their ruins. Ruins of Roman Empire, ruins of pharaohs, ruins of Ottomans, and ruins of British Empire, and there is very, very close the people are going to see the ruin of once a Zionist state, a terrorist state. The terrorism's parents are this Ben-Gurion and the how the Zionist Congress in Switzerland and how the Zionists started and how they killed first the British soldiers and how the then British intimidated left for them to just grab the land, and this chap declared himself as a prime minister of Zionist or that part of Palestine and called it Israel. And since then, there have been no peace. No person slept peacefully in the whole world because of the. Years ago, they were controlling the whole money and all the economy was in their hands in the Europe, and that gave birth to Adolf Hitler, who then burned them and put them and killed them in gas chambers. And the 10% is left. You can see now what they have done in 75 years. They have grown into a monster. The whole world is on one side asking for humanitarian ceasefire so that the people could be saved from starvation and could be put back into their own homes. And it'll take years to rebuild that. But this man is insisting and is being helped and given a green light by this weak, sleepy Joe. And what a Christmas! So, how can I call you and send you this greeting of Merry Christmas? It's a worst Christmas, at least I have seen or read in my short life, and I am sure there'll be many like me, concerned senior citizens, educationists, historians, who would agree with me that there one person has no right to stop celebration of Christmas in Bethlehem, the place of birth of Christ, which we are whole Christian world is celebrating, and deprive the natives, the residents, the owners of that country, which who gave refused to them the state and people of Palestine. With these words, I hope, God, that people will listen and take this Christmas and remember this Christmas for the rest of their life. That people, the villains who made this Christmas so sad, made this Christmas so terrible, it's Netanyahu and the American president. I beg your leave.